Leader of the National Party.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Premier. Premier, I refer to the Minister for Regional Development's comments in the Avon Valley Advocate on the 3rd of May that your government is cutting Community Resource Centre funding in order to deliver really, really important things. And I ask, 1, why does your government believe community resource centres are no longer important? Is it because, as you said last year, everyone in the bush now has a smartphone? And 2, will you provide a detailed list on what the really, really important things are that will be delivered by slashing funding to our CRCs?
Mr Speaker, it may surprise the Leader of the National Party. I haven't read the 3rd of May edition of the Avon Valley Advocate, but notwithstanding that, Madam Acting Speaker, I'll still answer the question. We kept the train operational. You were going to cut the train. You were going to cut the train. We kept the train. Remember that? It was ended. The Avon Link was defunded under your government and we reinstated it. There you go, there's one. But on Thursday, Mr Speaker, on Thursday you'll see the budget come down and you'll see one important thing. That is, we're keeping royalties for regions and the Liberals want to get rid of it. There's one important thing. Secondly, you'll see a massive infrastructure program across regional Western Australia. You'll see unprecedented investment in roads across regional Western Australia. You'll see school rebuilds, you'll see hospital rebuilds, you'll see all sorts of important things across regional Western Australia because we care deeply about the regions, Mr Speaker. But I take you back to the original point about the CRCs. What we've done is we've had a consultation program with the CRCs in relation to getting the budget of the CRCs back on a more. Honestly, you can talk about secret meetings. What about the Chinese consul? Your secret meeting with the Chinese consul. Why don't you tell us about that? Now, Mr Speaker, we're not talking about the Nowanggarup CRC. We're talking about your meeting with the Chinese consul. Now, Mr Speaker, I'm going back to the CRC. I'm going back. Well, you tell us about it. You tell us about your meeting with the Chinese consul. It wasn't a meeting. What was it? Oh, OK. With your business colleagues. That's right. He took his mates from with investment propositions along to that meeting. Now, back to you, Leader of the National Party. We have put the CRCs back on a more reasonable funding trajectory, than they otherwise would have been, Mr Speaker.
Premier, you've asked the question. Just give the Premier opportunity to answer.
I just want to point out to the House, in 2019, the operational costs provided by the state were $5.9 million to the CRCs across Western Australia. By 5 years later, 2015, the costs were $13 million. So it was an $8 million increase, in effect, a 150% increase or something of that nature. So instead of taking it back to the 5.9 it was in 9-10, we're taking it to $8 million, which is a reasonable trajectory on what it would have otherwise been. And we're not closing any CRCs. What we're saying is that the state has inherited, because of the Liberals and Nationals, $40,000 billion worth of debt, $40,000 million worth of debt, and we obviously need to deal with that debt legacy by the Liberals and Nationals.
Mr Speaker, supplementary. Premier, isn't this just another ploy to take funding from regional communities to pay for your extravagant election promises? Why are you attacking jobs and essential services in regional WA?
Mr Speaker, that's a good point, Minister for Water. I remember when you were Minister for Water, you cut 400 jobs out of the Water Corporation, in particular in the regions. And of course, you take no responsibility. You take no responsibility of the mess you left the finances of Western Australia in. Now, I have absolute faith that country people understand that good financial management is important. And what you'll see in the budget coming down this week is good financial management and record investment in important infrastructure across the region.